Yeah, the show on Thursday is for Access Communications. We're probably running an Access internet line here. We're live in Notre Dame. It's day one of the Mandy Schwartz Memorial Tournament, the largest female U18 AAA hockey tournament in Canada. Just in between games here, the lobby's absolutely buzzing. If you're watching the stream, you see them right. We got a guest, like I said, Keith Aulie joining us here today. Keith, you're a farmer. It's, what is it, minus 40 today. Were you any kind of work today, or are you holiday season?
I was cleaning out the shop, and I was selling some old stuff on Facebook, and drinking some coffee and visiting with my employees, and yeah, it was a pretty low-key day on the farm today.
So no livestock at the farm then?
Well, Dad's got a few horses, but there's a line in the sand in our yard, and he's on the horse side, and I'm on the grain side. So.
I got you completely.
We are here, like I said, the Mandy Schwartz Memorial Tournament. You go back in this area. You're both alumni. Like you were close with the Schwartz family and Mandy. When you go back and you think about those younger days and growing up around her, like how can you paint the picture of what Mandy was?
Oh, she was just like the ultimate mix of competitiveness, but yet she was compassionate, and she was friendly and quiet. But yeah, just that's the whole family though. Like it's like you had the competitiveness come out of them, and then the next minute you talk to them in the lobby like this, and they'd be hugging you. And yeah, like I got to know them all in different waves. Like my now wife used to play hockey with her, so I knew her back then before I really knew the boys at all. But then when I came to school here, ended up getting to know the boys a little bit. Rylan was a year younger than me, and Jaden was, I think, 2 or 3 years younger than me. So I knew Rylan more off the bat. But as we got playing pro hockey and stuff, I ended up training with Jaden for like probably 8 years in the summer, and got to know him really well, and ended up hanging out with him all the time in the summer. And so we basically got to meet the whole family and hang out with the whole family. Got to know Rick really well, and yeah, just like everybody else is, I'm sure, said, just an awesome family, and quite the hard times they've had to go through, but they keep going, and the Schwartzes will always live on.
And something like this, right? To it's, how many years did you say this thing's been going?
24.
Like it's, Mandy passes away. Scott was telling us they kind of keep the locker in the female locker room for, it was the couple years after that the captains always wore, I think it was number 17 out here. Like just to how much that she still means to this school is actually quite amazing.
Yeah, it's just such a rallying point and inspiration for so many people around here, and especially, you see all the young ladies out here playing hockey now, and to look up and see Mandy's face, and I mean all the girls around here want to be like her, and they never met her or anything. Like it's just, there's an aura about her, and I sure hope it lives on.
It's also important today that we recognize the Canadian Blood Services here today collecting the stem cell test. They're doing it for the registry, and it's simply a swab you got to do. That was a big part of what Mandy brought to the school, was that effort by everybody to make sure they were registered.
Yeah, and I remember I was gone playing hockey when a lot of that was happening, and it's like I'm learning about all the stuff that she did now too, even this many years after. So yeah, it's cool. Just she brought awareness to so many different things, and yeah, it's cool to see people lining up for this.
Go ahead.
I just say if you get a chance to do it, and my life and my family have been tremendously affected by something like this. So if you get a chance to do it, do the stem cell registry. Like I say, it's just a swab. You get kept track of for a long time, and you could help anybody anywhere in the world, not just somebody here.
If you're between the ages of 17 and 35.
Yeah. So I'm too old.
I might be able to fake my birthday by a year, I think.
It's the story that we heard. I don't want to throw out names, but it's somebody locally helped somebody or vice versa. Somebody in Germany helped somebody locally.
So another family I know that went through this, looking for a stem cell donor, did everybody that they could within Saskatchewan and Regina, and went further and further with it. Finally got a match in Germany, and the guy flew from Germany over here to Toronto to help that family out. And I just think that's awesome.
Yeah. You know what the one cool thing is about this tournament? We've only been here, Sharky, about an hour and a half. how many scouts there is, right? Like the scouting game has changed a lot over the years, but you're seeing all these scouts with their, the college jackets in here. Like, this is the place to be, Keith.
Yeah. I don't know much about women's hockey. Like, this is all new for me, but yeah, like, went back, there's a scouts room, and yeah, like, I was maybe going to try some of their snacks in there, but no, it's like, it's cool. And it's, a lot of teams here, and it's just good to see Notre Dame hustling and bustling.
Okay, one thing I want to talk hockey with you is when we go through your elite prospects, right? Brandon, after Notre Dame, Brandon Wheat Kings, and then you get into pro. What is your take now on these Western Hockey League kids that are, 19, 20, and now they have the option? That's Braxton Whitehead. Now he's going to spend probably 4 years playing in Tempe, Arizona, college hockey. What is your take on that?
Well, and maybe a prospective parent with kids in hockey too, like, maybe it makes that decision a little bit easier whether your kid's going to do this or that. Now maybe it's possibly they could do both, but I mean, I think there's got to be, I don't know, I'm probably not up to date on all the information, but there's maybe has to be some rules as far as, can a kid go to the WHL for 2 years and then just take off on his team, or how that's going to work. But man, there's options now, right? So
I don't think it's all washed out yet. We've had a kid leave Denver, go back to Portland. I saw just recently left the University of Denver to go back to play for the Portland Winterhawks. So I don't think it's washed out yet. They got to figure out what they want to do rule-wise. But I mean, there were probably lots of guys with you and Brandon that would have maybe looked for another choice had they had it.
Oh, 100%. I mean, a lot of them end up going CIS, but I mean, everybody knows school in the States and that atmosphere and that experience is unreal. So, I mean, yeah, there's got to be a good wave of kids going that way, right? So,
without a doubt.
Okay, I love this. I'm going through your career here, and this
a lot of teams on there. Hey?
The Tampa Bay. It's okay. You're like.
Does that have how many games I stay in the press box? Does it show
like
that?
To travel. So I like this 2012, 2013 Tampa Bay Lightning roster. So you got Vincent LeCavalier, Notre Dame alumni. Would you guys have? And then the head coach was John Cooper.
Yeah.
Right. So would you guys have talked to Hounds and just?
Oh yeah. There was lots of times, like, I can't remember, there'd be some times where we had to grind a little bit. When you're in the NHL, like, what's grinding? Well, I mean, it was like carrying your hockey bag into the rink or something. Like Vinny maybe had to do that once or something, and the whole time I was there, and I just remember he'd always look over and be like, this is just like the back in the Notre Dame days, eh? And like, he kind of laughed about stuff like that. Oh, he was a beauty. Like, I don't think a lot of those guys appreciated when they first got here like the rigors of living in a small town and the cold and the coming and putting your gear in the cold cages and everything else. But I think by the end of it, they learned a lot of life lessons. They all quite appreciated what they, it was a life learning lesson experience to come out here.
No kidding.
What makes John Cooper such an awesome head coach? He's heading up Canada at the Four Nations, face-off that's coming up. What makes him such an awesome coach? Besides using the generic kind of,
Well, his tactics, first of all, are unbelievable. Like, when I first got traded to Tampa, and I played out the year in Tampa, we ended up missing playoffs. So I went down to the Norfolk team that he was the coach of. Well, they were on a 25-game win streak. So the first thing he says when I got there, he's like, well, don't mess this up for us. So we ended up, I think we won 3 more, to end the season. We won a 3-3. So it was 28 straight. We won the first game of playoffs, 29 games straight. And then I think we lost 1 more in playoffs. So to end the season, it was 44-2 to win the Calder Cup. It was insane. You can look it up. It was just so his tactics were unbelievable. But he's a lawyer, right? So he knows how to kind of smooth the things out on a hockey team on a day-to-day basis. Where if a guy's upset or a guy's this and that, he knows how to kind of make guys work together, and he can make a team jive. He has a whole bunch of rituals and routines, and he'll build stuff into the team that a lot of coaches I've seen don't do. It's not part of their team.
He's more of a therapist than a lawyer.
I don't know. He just knows how to make players play for each other, I guess, is what I would say.
Wow. So would he be like this cerebral, thinking the game X's and O's, or does he just let you guys play and then coach with after that, strategy after? What do we have here?
I think he's a mix. He's a mix. He wants your players to make hockey plays, but at the same time, he's got a good strategy in place. But he's the type of guy that, you go lay an egg and you think that the world's going to be over and we're on the road in the AHL, and he'll stop at a bar on the way home in the middle of nowhere and say, everybody off, we're going to have a beer. Like, he just, he's a different type of
Just
guy.
like Rollo.
He wants you to appreciate being on the team and appreciate playing for a goal together, I guess.
Wow. It sounds like a guy we could all learn a lesson from.
Yeah.
He does something right.
That's
Like,
right.
It's
Yeah.
unreal. And then you're looking at your Edmonton days here, right? Like, again, another Notre Dame alumnus in Jordan Eberle was there, and a young Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah. I actually laugh about this story. Like, I was there. I got sent down right off the bat, I think it was, and for conditioning, and then I came back and I was in and out of the press box most of the year. We were losing, and so they were playing younger guys, and I think it was about Christmas time, isn't it, the 40 game rule or whatever, where they sent Leon back to, I think it was Kelowna. They were going to make a Memorial Cup run.
Or did he go PA and then PA quickly traded him to Kelowna?
I think PA and then got traded.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You guys got better memories than me. I got CT.
No, I don't, because I don't even remember him playing in the league. These guys bust my about it all the time.
Yeah. But so anyways, like, I think it was around Christmas time, but I remember we lived in the same area in Edmonton, and we were like, wow, we got to take him out for dinner because he got sent down, and he was like teary-eyed. And I remember that forever. He was 18 years old. He was teary-eyed. He was getting sent down, and I'm sitting there. It was only like 4 of us that went for supper with him or whatever, and I look across to him. I'm like, buddy, you will be okay. And I'm about to play my last NHL game ever. It was like 2 months later, and he's sitting there like teary-eyed. He's getting sent down at 18, and now he's scored thousands of goals or whatever.
No kidding. Yeah.
Was he as even that young and in the league, which is absolutely, I'm sure you got to be on your game all the time. Was he that strong, that young, or did he need that going back to junior?
No, I think it was good for him to go back to junior. He could have hung in there, I think, just fine. But I think that's the lesson, and it's a lot of the times what you see with the teams that succeed and the players that succeed, that the teams are patient with them and let them go back and get that confidence. Let them dominate, right? Let him be a man.
Yeah.
Because he was a man in training camp. Like, he has that big blocky way that he moves, kind of, and his shoulders are big, and his like not a smooth type of guy, really. Like, just. But he developed that confidence, and then it's just like nobody could touch him after that.
I was telling Sharky this. I was talking to some guys at the Pat C's Moose Jaw game last night, and these guys were like, "Wow, he doesn't skate very well," and he doesn't. Yeah. And I said, "Have you ever really seen Leon Draisaitl skate? He's terrible." Or Mark Stone.
Mark Stone. I was just going to say that. I was his captain in Brandon when he first came in. And all of us older guys were like, this guy can stick handle, he can make plays, but he can't barely get up the ice. Like, he'd be at the red line, everybody else would be down at the goal line. It was unreal. But like, give him a year or two, and it was just, oh man, these guys can make plays.
See, that's a great point.
That is. I mean, you have to have one of the two skills really, really, really good, right? You can either skate like Eberle, or you can handle the puck like Stone. If you're lucky, you can do both.
Yeah.
Where did you score your first NHL goal, and how did it go?
It was on the island where the Islanders used to play
Nassau.
out there. Yeah. Jay Rosehill, actually, big tough guy from Alberta, passed it out, and I remember I kind of muffined one in from the point and
against
got lucky, I guess. Who was their goalie then? I'm trying to remember. See, I've been punched too many times. My favorite one was Tim Thomas in Toronto. I sifted one in on the glove on him.
Okay.
It's good that you got a favorite over a first
Cam
one.
Ward, I had actually one of my, I didn't have many goals, as you can see, but my nicest NHL goal was on Cam Ward.
Okay, probably the bigger question in Sasky here. Where did you score your first Nautica Hockey League goal again last year?
Did you play in the NHL?
Well, I think I only played in Rollo I played Rollo 2 games, and I think I played Avonlea for 1. So it would have been Rollo. That was the first game, I think. Pretty sure I scored the first game.
You hope you did.
That might be a skill testing question too. I can't remember last year.
On the Monday Nooner, it was Jeff Odgers. When he came back to play senior, he scored his first goal, and he went back to the bench in Rocanville, and he looked up to try and watch it on the big screen, and he's like, not in the show anymore.
No big screen here.
I'm in Rocanville.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see it anyway. See how slow I am.
Okay, you're not. You said you're not really. I find it hard. Like, it's those long days on the, Christmas time on the farm, and maybe having a couple of cocktails and listening to some Christmas music. But we need to get your vote. So it's Wham versus Elvis, Who do you want there?
Elvis.
Yeah. Okay, and it's Dolly Parton versus Bryan Adams.
Bryan Adams.
Oh, you're killing me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jeez, you're killing. He went Canadian with Bryan Adams. No, it's Colson. You got to mark those down. Those count. Those count. Keith, thanks so much for coming out here and taking time out of your busy day.
Oh, I came a long ways, 10 miles down the road.
So much fun. Thanks.
Good luck selling that stuff on Facebook too.
Sold in 15 minutes. You wouldn't believe it.
Really? Good for you, man. Love it.
I got some stuff that I need to unload some of my kids'
stuff. I'm a bit of a specialist.
Yeah.
He's going to take a big commission, though.
Yeah.
We got to look at it.
If you're watching the stream, we're live in Notre Dame. That's Keith Aulie. And, of course, always we are on the home of hockey in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.